Hi there, welcome back. So I have read Dead Man's Hand. If anyone doesn't know, hi, I'm Jessica. I am absolutely obsessed with the Dresden Files. It is my favorite series of all time. That book series was written by Jim Butcher. This here was written by James Butcher, Jim Butcher's son. And I absolutely promise not to hold this to the same standards or compare it any more than necessary to the Dresden Files. This is its own thing, has its own plot, its own worlds. No real inspiration from the Dresden Files other than the main character being really sarcastic and snarky, but that's where the similarities end. This is a good introduction to a series. I do have some issues with it in terms of plot and characters and writing, but overall it hooked me. I am going to read the sequel, and now we'll go into a little bit more detail, but overall 3.5 stars, a good time overall. Starting with the world, all spoiler free. Obviously, the world is unique. I haven't read too much urban fantasy to begin with, but in this world, it's not like it's hidden. Everyone knows that in this case, witches are a thing, what auditors are, which are basically government sanctioned witches who have a job to do. They're government sole employees kind of thing. So we have a murder of one of these auditors, and the suspect is a former student who is our main character, Grimsby, and then the auditor's former partner is after Grimsby to get revenge for his partner's death. Grimsby being very sarcastic and interesting to follow. I enjoy his character overall. But this comes to be my first complaint of the series, being the writing is in like a third person omnipotent overlooking the situation kind of thing. And that has an issue with Grimsby's character just because he is this sarcastic kind of thing, quirky one-liners kind of thing. And a lot of some of the lines feel like they should have been thought in someone's head. When you say it out loud, it feels like you're trying too hard to be funny, rather than just being naturally funny. There are plenty of instances where he just says something and he is just naturally funny. It worked well, the humor hit, but there are a decent number of times that I'm like, ugh, you should have just thought that. There's also a small thing I have with the magic system and just like curses. Again, sorry to compare to the Dresden Files, but like some of the curses are like stars and stones, empty night, or I think, I've never read Harry Potter, but I think one of the curses like Merlin's beard, that kind of thing. Here you have like puppy dog tails. It doesn't have the same vibe to it. And I get a lot of these urban fantasy curses are already used and you want something a little bit more unique, but the ones that we chose really kind of just went, that's what we're doing? Okay. Also, the magic spell system in this world, he is not a very good witch, so he's kind of using the same one over and over and over again. It was driving me up the wall because I did not like the words used for the spells. I didn't overly like how the spells worked, but maybe with more time and as he becomes more experienced and learns new things and we can explore this magic system, it'll get better. It was just one aspect I wasn't a big fan of. Another criticism is going to be something that gets the plot moving is kind of, I don't want to say stupid, a plot convenience. Let's go, maybe that might be the correct term to use, but someone had to do something and it clearly only happened because the plot needed to take place. And when that is a key plot point, I do not like that. It's not a big deal, because it's not... No, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. I did not like that for the narrative story. But this is the first published book. I'm not going to criticize the author too much for that. I really did enjoy the characters. By the end, I honestly loved all the characters, and I want to see what happens in their story. I want to know what's going to happen to them, because this story wrapped up very neatly with very few little threads that need to be explored further. And I want to just see where this series goes. It has a character in there who I absolutely love so much. Love them to death. Don't know if they're a good guy or bad guy. Not a clue where they might be neither. And I just want the best for them. If the best is destroying the world, I'm probably going to be fine with that because they're just so lovely. Overall, not that much to say. I'm trying to go into a couple more positives, but it's just like the first book in a series. So you get the setup. It's good. Go back to a complaint that I do have with the Dresden Files is it doesn't treat its female characters well. If anyone's wondering if this book here treats its female characters any better, all I can say is it definitely lacks the obvious sexism that is in the Dresden Files. But there's no real female character that gets enough page time to really say how they're going to treat it. There's one, handled very well, very competent, not overly sexualized. It's fine, but not enough page time to really comment. Yeah. No, if you're interested in an urban fantasy series with a funny character, a little bit different than what I'm used to, as the magic is out in the open. They're not like hiding from the public. There's a decent buddy cop element to it as they solve a crime. We're introducing other magical creatures into this world. And yeah, no, by the end, even if it is a little bit slow starting off, I want to know where this story goes. So definitely going to continue from here. Maybe not buy it in both hardcover and audiobook. I'll stick to one or the other, or I might wait till the paperback comes out, or I'll be impatient. I'll get the audiobook, let's face it. Yeah, I will talk to you later. Bye.